It's now time to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world and to fill in for the great Malabite, Emmanuel Efene, who is on vacation. As we go through the papers now, is Tunu, Victoria, MKO, Abiola.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. And you didn't call me honorary Malabras. I already tried to withdraw the title.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm never going to relinquish it. It's stuck. That's that.
Honorary Malabras, Victoria, Tunu, MKO, Abiola.
That's more like
Over to you.
Okay, so we start with this day newspaper. Nigeria's newspaper of record. Buhari wants APC of consequences of disunity, says corrupt defectors will not be spared. Declares no leader would foist leadership on ruling party. Admits age has taken its toll on him. Above the masthead we have Shaw places more onshore assets in Nigeria for sale. Deal expected to fetch all major $3 billion. 2023, ANIM declares interest in presidency. PDP to president, just go. Nigerians don't want a successor from you. Ladoja, uninformed people responsible for tension over Olubadan's stool. On to The Guardian. 10 years after Occupy Nigeria, Buhari battles fuel subsidy. Federal government plans subsidy for transport workers, Oshibajo, to meet NLC on palliatives, says Finance Minister. Expensive lifestyle of government doesn't support subsidy removal. Afenifere, UPU, YCE, ACF, others decry planned removal, says it's move to kill masses. I've given my best to Nigeria, says Buhari. And the picture story there, of course, is President Muhammadu Buhari and former President Goodluck Jonathan at the State House, Abuja, yesterday. Ladoja acknowledges Balogun as next Olubadan. Gunmen abduct 6 ex-SSG's children, escort driver in Taraba. 19 die, 26 injured in Kano auto crash. Gunmen invade Imo police station, destroy offices. On to the Daily Independent. Opposition can take over in 2023, Buhari warns APC. Asks party to put house in order, says old age telling on him. Corrupt persons won't go scot-free by joining APC. Above the masthead. Convention, fresh crisis in APC as stakeholders threaten nationwide protests. Ask governors to sack Saliu Lukman, PGF DG. Party must retain Buhari's 12 million votes, Mustafa. Poultry farmers see sectors collapse, ask CBN to intervene. No plan to sack workers, minister, that will be the Minister of Finance. Autumn asks Buhari to declare Miyetti Allah as terrorists. Southeast leaders, PDP leaders endorse ANIM's presidential bid. 2023 presidency, entrenched interest in APC, plotting to pull me down, fire me. 5 indigenous companies jostle for $3 billion shell onshore oil fields. Customs generate 2.2 trillion naira in 2021. Buhari pledges intervention in Mali crisis. Now to the Vanguard. 10 naira per litre tax on soft drinks. 15,000 direct, indirect jobs on the line. NLC, LCCI, MAN, NASIMA. Federal government has no argument, NLC. Industry will suffer output contraction, 40% revenue loss. MAN, LCCI sees job losses, seeks import prohibition. Ill-timed, insensitive, inappropriate, Muda Yusuf. It'll have ripple effect, says Isemede, ex-Nasima DG. What I said about Olubadan's successor, Ladoja, withdrawal of soldiers, Akere Lolu deploys Amoteku to prisons. Igbos tackle Buhari on Kano. Only political solution would resolve Kano's case. Ohaneze, we're not against trying Nnamdi Kanu in court, but it should be speedy. Amechi, what Ohaneze should have done about Kanu, Idika Kalu, there is need for political pressure on Buhari, INC. Oromone, Lagos Chief Coroner fixes January 15th for inquest, declare Miyetti Allah, Macban, Funam as terrorist organization, Otom tells federal government. Above the masthead, drunk policeman's gunshot shattered my life. Perish thoughts of producing a successor, PDP blasts Buhari. No plan to lay off federal workers, says Minister of Finance. 2023, national mood in favor of Southern President Anyim. Capital importation rises 97% to $1.73 billion in Q3 21. On to the New Telegraph. Organized private sector warns government's pre-poll activities may suppress economic growth. DHQ troops kill 1,910 criminals in 10 months. Buhari APC may lose to opposition if, says age telling on me, I've given my best to Nigeria. Nearly 2 million asthma in children linked to traffic pollution. Above the masthead, inactivity telcos disconnect 98.5 million mobile lines. Active subscriptions hit 193 million. CBN adjusts forex rates to 413 naira 96 kobo to the dollar. Magodo, Southwest Governor statement laced with ulterior motives. Malami fires back. Igbo should trust President Buhari. He means well. Senator Kalu mourns ex-Abia military governor Obi. COVID-19 kills 27 in 5 days, says NCDC. 2023, I want to save Nigeria from further collapse, says Anyim. Daily Sun, age telling on me for working long hours, Buhari. 2023, military warns governors, politicians, frowns at using its uniforms, equipment to campaign. 2023, APC members plotting to defame, demarket me, fire me. State of the Nation, Buhari rationalizing failure, PDP. Convention, APC stakeholders ask governors to sack Salihu, PGFGG, threaten nationwide protests. Presidency, Southeast PDP backs Anyim. Why I want to be president, ex-Senate President. Oromani, family hires Falana, others for legal war. Kanu, we insist on political solution, Ohaneze tells Buhari. Says Biafra agitation beyond IPOB leader. Only Malians can solve their problem. President. Daily Trust, opposition can sack APC if we don't agree on convention. Buhari. COVID-19 kills 27 Nigerians in 5 days. Private sector kicks over 10 naira per litre excise duty on non-alcoholic beverages. Terrorists killed dozens in Zamfara villages, attackers using locals as human shields. Turji, others moving to new abodes. Taraba youths chase strangers away. Magodo, 38-year land tussle beyond Sonwolu/police encounter. 19 killed in Kano road crash. 2023, anxiety in APC as Jonathan meets Buhari twice in 7 days. It's conspiracy to make ex-president consensus candidate, Tinubu's group. Aggrieved members threatened showdown over plots to shift convention. Real reason president didn't disclose his candidate, Oshibajo's promoters. Leadership, drawing the boundaries. Defense HQ warns politicians against use of military uniforms for campaigns, says troops killed 1,910 terrorists in 2021. U.S. Embassy confirms approval for use of Tucano jets in Northwest. Oh, right. I guess it's pretty much all repetitive, isn't it? Gentlemen, in less than a minute, have at it.
So, two things I want to talk about. Number one will be Shell trying to sell some of its assets. I mean, we saw what happened recently in Nembe, and let's be very careful. I think due diligence should be done on those assets before it is sold to local oil companies. They should be properly capped. This is where the DPR should come in and investigate properly. We don't want the case of Nembe happening again, that ITO was going back and forth with the company that sold it, those assets in Nembe. And because in general, the environmental condition of the people matters a great deal, because these deals are so quick to make. Secondly, I want to talk about this increase in fizzy drinks. The health angle to it is good, yes. But let's not forget that makers and manufacturers add a certain proportion to the economy. We have a country that has less than 10% manufacturing, and adding more cost and taxation would impact their costs. So let us watch it carefully. It's already hard enough. Inflation has already happened as regards even fizzy drinks. I wanted to say more, but I don't know if there's enough time.
Okay, quickly. The first one has to do with a story about IPOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, saying that no cattle should come to the southeast. And the coalition of northern groups and the ACF are saying that this is nothing but a declaration of war And, even the ACF was talking about bilateral trade. I wonder how within a country, a sovereign state, units, ethnic units within the same country will be talking about bilateral trade. That in itself is an indication of the level of insecurity and division in the country and how resilient, how problematic, centripetal forces, centrifugal forces in the country have become. And I think that is something that the security agencies and the president personally should pay attention to, because the president has been talking about unity. That rhetoric between the North and the South, Igbos and the North, is something that I think is scary. If anybody is in any doubt, you just need to check what happened in the First Republic and the circumstances that led to the declaration of Biafra. Because the coalition of northern groups is also now saying that, look, northerners should boycott Igbo politicians, should boycott Igbo goods and services, and should not patronize anybody that is of Igbo extraction doing business in the north. I think that is frightening. As to the story about President Jonathan meeting President Buhari twice in 7 days, I think that's something that should be encouraged. Both of them are members of a body called the Council of State. And the Council of State includes, former presidents, former heads of state. It also includes former chief justices of the Federation and others. And it's good to see a predecessor and his successor are relating very well. Reading minutes into it, I think is mischievous. The president of Nigeria can relate with any of his predecessors. And President Jonathan, having been on the international circuit playing a role, also has a duty to brief the president regularly, because he doesn't go to those functions on his own steam as an individual. He's a national symbol, also invariably representing the interests of Nigeria, as all former presidents and all members of the Council of State do.